Hey, what's good? It's your boy, Mixtape Moth, and today I'm going to do a review of the new Freddie Gibbs and Alchemist album entitled Alfredo. Let's get to it. Freddie Gibbs is a rapper coming out of Gary, Indiana. As an MC, he is very raw, unapologetic, hard-nosed, yet still thoughtful and insightful altogether. Freddie Gibbs has a modern day classic under his belt in the form of his Pinata album with Madlib. In 2018, he teamed up with Currency to drop their impressive Fetty project, which was also produced by The Alchemist. And more recently, in 2019, Freddie and Madlib dropped Bandana, which was a worthy follow-up to Pinata. So Freddie has been no stranger to putting out very quality projects over the years. As cliche as it sounds, he just can't seem to miss. The same can be said for The Alchemist, whose sound has really evolved since his early days serving as an understudy to DJ Muggs and producing for Mobb Deep. The Alchemist has also been on an impressive run all 2019 and into this year, whether it was the Price of Tea in China album or Conway's Lulu EP. He's delivered top-notch production as expected. So on this new album, Alfredo, both Freddie and The Alchemist continue on their consistent winning streak. Rapping and flow-wise, Freddie performs just as good as ever, if not even better in some cases. This consists of 10 very well-produced tracks that kind of play out like a movie in the sense that there are really detailed transitions between songs and vocal clips from 70s movies. You won't get bored because there are so many nuances in the production to pay attention to. But this is nothing new under the sun for The Alchemist. If anything, since his projects have gradually become more psychedelic and hazy with time, and this moody and dark element can be found on quite a few of these tracks. However, there are also some really slick and melodic instrumentals on this tape. So I would say you have a plethora of sounds to choose from. There's a nice balance between hardcore and laid-back vibes. But with that being said, let me get into a track-by-track breakdown. The opener, 1985, has a real retro feel from the psychedelic guitar loop, which sounds straight out of the 80s, to the Michael Jordan references about traveling with a cocaine circus. Freddie sounds really refined flowing over this electric guitar production. I think he shows his lyrical prominence on the closing lines, flow god level, like when Hove speak, I make a song weep, I got the game hurt. There is something about this beat that sounds fitting for Action Bronson as well. I'm definitely picturing Action Bronson doing drugs and riding a motorcycle while this beat is playing. God is Perfect is a moody banger. It's got these off-kilter keys that takes me back to some older Alchemist production styles, but mixed with maybe more of a modern sound to give it a little bounce. I also like the faint Bismarcky vocal snippets in the background. Freddie is rapping at a faster rate and changing his flow up with different vocal inflections, and I think this really makes things interesting. I love his energy also on the refrain, microphone check, 1, 2, mic checka. Things really mellow out on Scottie Beam. It's one of the more standout tracks in terms of the lyrics and production. The twinkling and shimmering keys really give it a smooth and elegant vibe. I mean, it's up there with Rick Ross's Santorini Grease in terms of smoothness. However, this isn't simply a luxury rap track, as Freddie talks about a lot of significant things that are literally happening right now all over the news. He chillingly states, yeah, the revolution is the genocide. Look, your execution will be televised. It's just so relevant and necessary for everything that is going on right now with police brutality and the effects of systemic white supremacy. Ross had a solid verse, but just not as impactful as Freddie's, in my opinion. However, I did like his opening bar, "You need a dictionary when you write your raps." But this is just an all-around fantastic track. It's definitely one of my favorites. The slower and more melodic vibes continue on Look at Me. Now, don't get me wrong, I love this sample. It's very dreamy and hazy. The blaxploitation ambiance is in full effect here. You are definitely getting some old school player vibes, like something out of the movie The Mac. But personally, I could have used something a little punchier after the really chill sounds on Scottie Beam. But this wasn't a huge deal for me since this song was so well produced, but I just wanted to point that out. This transitions into the eerie and hard-hitting Frank Lucas featuring heir to the throne of Coke Rap, Benny the Butcher. I love the minimal yet ominous production. It sounds tense, angry, and violent. Definitely something to play at obnoxiously high levels as you were driving around during this quarantine. Freddie sounds both smooth and hardcore on this. He definitely paints a picture with fentanyl, got a gas mask when I make dope. I done seen a lot of OGs catch a table habit when they taste dope. Obviously, Benny sounds right at home over this evil production. His wordplay was as sharp as expected with bars like, but look what I converted to from letting burners loose out convertibles. Also, new loft downtown and this view was hard to find. Sold lines to abusers, now abuse y'all with lines. This was the one very aggressive and anxiety building record on the album. Next up is the very chill Something to Rap About. While the instrumental is really gorgeous in terms of the gently plucked guitars, it's also a super lyrical track. Freddie and Tyler are definitely hitting us with quality lyricism over this really serene backdrop. This definitely has a yacht or vacation cruise vibe to it, and I'm also still getting somewhat of a smooth 70s feel as well, but the guitar production is so bright and groovy. Freddie views his crack-selling past as crucial for him to have these authentic stories to rap about. Tyler talks about his evolution from his days of being a goblin to now being a businessman. I feel like he's combining thoughtful bars with some luxury rap as he states, "This sounds like the boat I haven't bought yet. This sounds like the moment I jump off it, and we look like polo ads, but the skin is darkened." The following track, Baby Shit, has more understated production. There is a real gloomy, gray, and hazy kind of quality to the instrumental. On its own, I wouldn't say it's an impressive beat, but Freddie is able to enhance it with his flow and charisma. He is having some fun on this one while still keeping it street. There are some raunchy lines as well as a Doja Cat reference. And as gutter as Freddie is with the coke raps, you can always count on him to throw in some sexually explicit cringe on occasion. After that, we get the soulful and jazzy Babies and Fools. This is yet another fantastic sample that Alchemist dug up and put together. It's very Mac-ish and old school player sounding. It's like Easter fresh. Definitely some Sunday morning music to cruise to. Freddie was a little all over the place on this one, although he still sounded aggressively smooth doing it, but it was Conway who really stole the show for me. I was happy to see the more down-to-earth side to Conway and to get that personal reflection and introspection that isn't always on his projects. Now, obviously, he's done this before, but it's actually a strength for him when he decides to go this route. Hopefully, we get to see some more of this style of content on his up-and-coming album. On Skinny Suge, Freddie pours out his pain over this gloomy guitar production. He's talking about his life before rap, which was solely based on the code of the streets and how he barely made it out. I like the storytelling. It's very vivid and almost Tupac-esque. The final track, All Glass, features some hard-nosed, boastful bars as well as some detailed gangster imagery. The production is dusty and psychedelic. I like the organs and guitars. There's definitely a raw and in-your-face quality to this track, which is great. Overall, I give this album a rating of 4.3 out of 5. I like this one a lot. As good as Bandana was, I think I actually prefer Alfredo. I just sense it has more replay value for me personally. It's got all the elements that make a great album. Fantastic flows, sharp wordplay, an eclectic array of instrumentals, street-related content, and the perfect blend of elegance meets hardcore. It's raw yet refined, simple yet complex. It's not too long and it's not too short. I don't have many gripes aside from I wasn't in love with the beat on Baby Shit, but I still like the song. And I really didn't care for the placement of Look at Me, but I still thought it was a solid track. I mean, conceptually and artistically, this wasn't groundbreaking, but it does showcase Gibbs as an MC in his prime who has tremendous chemistry with one of the most consistent and sought out producers over the past couple of decades. In short, this was the album that we all needed to give us a momentary pause from all the madness that has been going on lately. My favorite tracks include Scottie Beam, Frank Lucas, Something to Rap About, Babies and Fools, and All Glass. Let me know your thoughts on this album in the comments section below. Was this project dope? Was it a nope? What should I check out next? It's your boy, Mixtape Moth. I'm signing out, but be sure to hit that like button and please subscribe. As always, it's peace and blessings. Freddie Gibbs, The Alchemist, Alfredo, 1.